My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. When my mind holds only what I think with God. And my mind thinks this: when I am healed, I am not healed alone. And when I am healed, I am not healed alone. Heaven is the decision I must make. Heaven is the decision I must make. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. And what I'm thinking with God is, when I am healed, I am not healed alone. When I am healed, the whole world is healed with me. Heaven is the decision I must make. And I make it now and will not change my mind. Heaven is the decision I must make. When I am healed, I am not healed alone. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. Well, thank you all so much for joining me in studying Lesson 149 in A Course in Miracles. We're reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles this year. And we're ready for Lesson 149 for Thursday, May the 29th of 2025, which is a review of Lesson 137 and 138, our fourth review. And I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness in front of my Symphytum officinale, my comfrey plant, my bone knit, the wound healing plant, and here in the Ozarks. So thank you for joining me. I got to looking at this idea and got to thinking more about it. My mind holds only what I think with God. Only real thoughts can really be held in your mind. Everything else is a blank, he says. It's a dream that you're going to wake up from, an illusion. So just a quick review of our last lessons and tomorrow's lesson and today's. My mind holds only what I think with God. Well, what does your mind think with God? Well, back on Lesson 121, forgiveness is the key to happiness. Forgiveness offers everything I want. And going on, I thank my Father for his gifts to me. These are things that your mind truly can hold, that are real. My mind holds only what I think with God. Let me remember I'm one with God. In quiet I receive God's word. Today, all that I give is given to myself. Everyone's my brothers and sisters. That's why when I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. Our lesson for today. All that I give is given to myself. There is no love but God's. All the love you want to give, it can't be special love. It has to be the same love that you give to everyone, because that's the only love that's real, is the love without judgment. So there is no love but God's. The world I see holds nothing that I want. That's a reality. Beyond this world, there is a world I want. And that's also part of that same reality that your mind holds only with God. It is impossible to see two worlds. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. I loose the world from all I thought it was. I will not value what is valueless. This is what's in our mind, not valuing what is valueless. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Remember, forgiveness is recognizing that what you thought your brother did to you has not even occurred. If I defend myself, I am attacked. Realize we don't need to defend ourselves because we're not attacked. That's what's in our mind that we think with God. Sickness is a defense against the truth. Well, that's a reality that we don't need to hold sickness in our mind, because that's a defense against the truth. My mind holds only what I think with God. When I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. This is today's lesson. When I am healed, I'm not healed alone. The whole world's healed with me. I've got to see everyone as part of myself in order to have a true healing. Heaven is the decision I must make. You have the choice of heaven or hell, either guilt or innocence, either pain or joy. You get to make the choice of how you're going to perceive the world. And tomorrow's lesson, let's go ahead and talk about it. It's also my mind holds only what I think with God. And here's some couple more things that the mind that's thinking with God thinks. I will accept at-one-ment or atonement for myself. That's your choice, free will. Only salvation can be said to cure. Only our connection with God, the atonement, is what brings all healing. Okay, well, anyway, I just wanted to kind of point out that when we say my mind holds only what I think with God, He gives us a couple every day of things that our mind can think about that is alignment with God. Today being, when I am healed, I'm not healed alone. Heaven is the decision I must make. Okay, let's go back and look in our text reading for today. And be sure that today, and we're in chapter 16, the forgiveness of illusion. Roman numeral 3, the reward of teaching. And before we read it, let me just remind you, do your 2 at least 6 or 7 minute practice periods today. And longer if you can, but at least, he wants you to spend 5 minutes with the idea, my mind holds only what I think with God. And then from that clear place of connection, tell yourself today, when I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. The whole world's healed with me. My brothers and sisters need healing if I need healing. We want to see that the love of God holds us all as one. And heaven is the decision I must make. Make it now, and don't change your mind. And if you do find yourself falling from that state of heaven or grace, well then change it. Go back to making the proper decision, the one that makes you happy, the one for joy, the one for peace. Heaven is the decision I must make. See the goodness in your brothers and sisters. That's heaven. Seeing your oneness. When I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. Okay, now, Roman numeral 3, the reward of teaching in chapter 16. We have already learned that everyone teaches and teaches all the time. You may have taught well, and yet you may not have learned how to accept the comfort of your teaching. If you will consider what you have taught and how alien it is to what you thought you knew, you will be compelled to realize that your teacher came from beyond your thought system. Therefore, he could look upon it fairly and perceive it was untrue. He must have done so from the basis of a very different thought system, and one with nothing in common with yours. For certainly what he has taught and what you have taught through him have nothing in common with what you taught before he came. And the results have been to bring peace where there was pain, and suffering has disappeared to be replaced by joy. Isn't it nice to know that suffering has come to replace joy simply because we're beginning to let go of a thought system that caused us great pain that we didn't need? Paragraph 2. You may have taught freedom, but you have not learned how to be free. I said earlier, by their fruits ye shall know them, and they shall know themselves. For it is certain that you judge yourself according to your teaching. The ego's teaching produces immediate results because its decisions are immediately accepted as your choice. And so is heaven. It results are immediate too. And this acceptance means that you are willing to judge yourself accordingly. Cause and effect are very clear in the ego's thought system because all your learning has been directed toward establishing the relationship between them. And would you not have faith in what you have so diligently taught yourself to believe? Yet remember how much care you have exerted in choosing its witnesses and avoiding those which spoke for the cause of truth and its effects. Hopefully we're doing that less and less now. Paragraph 3. Does not the fact that you have not learned what you have taught show you that you do not perceive the sonship as one? And does it not also show you that you do not regard yourself as one? For it is impossible to teach successfully wholly without conviction, and it is equally impossible that conviction be outside of you. You could never have taught freedom unless you did believe in it. And it must be that what you taught came from yourself. Yet this self you clearly do not know and do not recognize it even though it functions. What functions must be there. And it is only if you deny what it is, and it is only if you deny what it has done that you could possibly deny its presence. Again, on those last sentences, let's see. You could never have taught freedom unless you did believe in it. And it must be that what you taught came from yourself. Yet this self, the capital S, and yet this self you clearly do not know and do not recognize it even though it functions. What functions must be there. And it is only if you deny what it has done that you could possibly deny its presence. Paragraph 4. This is a course in how to know yourself. This is a course in how to know yourself. You have taught what you are, but have not let what you are teach you. You have been very careful to avoid the obvious and not to see the real cause and effect relationship that is perfectly apparent. Yet within you is everything you taught. What can it be that has not learned it? It must be this part that is really outside yourself, not by your own projection, but in truth. And it is this part that you have taken in that is not you. What you accept into your mind does not really change it. Illusions are but beliefs in what is not there. Illusions are but beliefs in, how does he say it again? Illusions are but beliefs in what is not there. We've been believing a lot of things that are not there. And the seeming conflict between truth and illusion can only be resolved by separating yourself from the illusion, not from truth. Paragraph 5. Your teaching has already done this, for the Holy Spirit is part of you. Created by God, he left neither God nor his creation. He is both God and you, as you are God and him together. For God's answer, and that's a capital A on answer, for God's answer to the separation added more to you than you tried to take away. And that's the Holy Spirit, the God's answer. He protected both your creations and you together, keeping one with you what you would exclude. Keeping one with you what you would exclude. He protected both your creations and you together, keeping one with you what you would exclude. and they will take the place of what you took in to replace them. They are quite real, as part of the self you do not know. They communicate to you through the Holy Spirit, and their power and gratitude to you for their creation they offer gladly to your teaching of yourself, who is their home. You who are hosts to God are also hosts to them. For nothing real has ever left the mind of its creator, and what is not real was never there. Paragraph 6. You are not two selves in conflict. What is beyond God? If you who hold him and whom he holds are the universe, all else must be outside where nothing is. You have taught this, and from far off in the universe, yet not beyond yourself. The witnesses to your teaching have gathered to help you learn. Again on this sentence. You have taught this, and from far off in the universe, yet not beyond yourself. So you're far off in the universe, but that's not beyond yourself. The witnesses to your teaching have gathered to help you learn. Their gratitude has joined with yours and God's to strengthen your faith in what you taught. For what you taught is true. Alone you stand outside your teaching and apart from it. But with them you must learn that you but taught yourself and learned from the conviction you shared with them. Paragraph 7. This year you will begin to learn and make learning commensurate with teaching. Remember, what you teach is what you're learning. So let's learn from our own teaching. Let's only teach happiness and joy so that we can learn the oneness of happiness and joy. You have chosen this by your own willingness to teach. Though you seem to suffer for it, the joy of teaching will yet be yours. For the joy of teaching is in the learner, who offers it to the teacher in gratitude and shares it with him. As you learn, your gratitude to yourself, who teaches you that he is, will grow and help you honor him. Again on that sentence. For the joy of teaching is in the learner, who offers it to the teacher in gratitude and shares it with him. As you learn, your gratitude to yourself, who teaches you that he is, will grow and help you honor him. And you will learn his power and strength and purity and love him as his Father does. His kingdom has no limits and no end, and there is nothing in him that is not perfect and eternal. All this is you, and nothing outside of this is you. Wow. How's he say that? His kingdom has no limits and no end, and there is nothing in him that is not perfect and eternal. All this is you. The perfect and eternal is you. And nothing outside of this is you. We're getting ready. We're trying to learn to know ourselves, huh? Paragraph 8. To your most holy self all praise is due for what you are, and for what he is who created you as you are. Sooner or later must everyone bridge the gap he imagines exists between his selves. Each one builds this bridge, which carries him across the gap as soon as he is willing to expend some little effort on behalf of bridging it. Are you having that willingness? Spend that little effort? Basically do your lesson for the day is another way to say that. Are you willing to expend a little effort on bridging the gap between yourself and yourself, to where you can really know the self that's perfect, changeless, holy, connected with everyone and everything, in joy, in love, in peace? Each one builds this bridge which carries him across the gap as soon as he is willing to expend some little effort on behalf of bridging it. His little efforts are powerfully supplemented by the strength of heaven and by the united will of all who make heaven what it is, being joined within it. And so the one who would cross over is literally transported there. Your bridge, in the last paragraph, your bridge is builded stronger than you think, and your foot is planted firmly on that bridge. Have no fear that the attraction of those who stand on the other side and wait for you will not draw you safely across. Isn't that a nice thought? That those that are safely on the other side are going to draw you across the bridge, and that your foot is planted firmly on the bridge. You're not going to be unsteady, and those on the other side are going to pull you across. For you will come where you would be, and where yourself awaits you. For you will come where you would be, and where yourself awaits you, with all your brothers and sisters. Okay, my mind holds only what I think with God. When I am healed, I'm not healed alone. Heaven is the decision I must make. What's going on around the world today? What's Ascension Day for Christians? Ascension Day, the day that Christ rose up into heaven. At least that's how I learned it. I expect it has something more subtle, more meaningful. You know, we can rise to that place in atonement and atonement today. Today can be our Ascension Day. So, but for Christians that practice, they know. I think it's 40 days after the resurrection was Ascension Day. Anyway, so I didn't go back and count, but I have a feeling that that's 40 days. Anyway, it's Ascension Day. Let this be your day of ascension. And it actually will automatically be, if you do your lesson and you say, my mind holds only what I think with God. When I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. All my brothers ascend with me. Heaven, the ascended state of my true nature, heaven is the decision I must make. And our brothers and sisters that have already made it are going to draw us across. Composting Day. And on composting, always try to mix it's 30-to-1 ratio between carbon, which is your dry material, your brown material, and then your green, highly nitrogen-rich material. Manures are green, but green grasses, anything. It's 30-to-1 is the ratio to make good compost. So keep that in mind. I learned about my teacher because I was trying to learn about how to do composting. And I was pointed to a guy that knew all about composting, Charlie Simpkins, and his wife Margie, that taught me all about natural farming, or much about it. End of the Middle Ages Day, and on this day in 1453, Constantinople fell to the Ottoman Empire, and they considered that to be the end of the Dark Ages, or the Middle Ages. International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers, and of course we're all supportive if anybody wants to keep peace. Not too much of a proponent of using armaments to make peace, but I am interested in being at peace. And yesterday was Armistice Day. I wanted to mention about that. Peace. We really didn't talk about it, but that's another good day. It's a day where you kind of let people off the hook. You realize that Amnesty Day? I said Armament Day. Amnesty Day. Is that correct? Am I saying that right? Anyway, it's a day that we should have recognized, a day for forgiveness, a day to let bygones be bygones. Let the water go under the bridge. Forgiveness recognizes what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. Paperclip Day, it was developed or patented on this day in 1867. Pink Flamingo Day, which is an American flamingo, that's the Phoenicopterus ruber, is the genus and species of the pink flamingo. It's the American flamingo. It's native to the Caribbean, mainly southern Florida and Mexico. Pink flamingo. Put a pillow on your fridge day is kind of that's mainly just want some good luck if you believe in luck. Put a pillow on your fridge. came from putting valuables or maybe a pillow in your oh, what do they call it, your pantry. Let's see if I can make this be a little bit better. World Digestive Health Day, and I would encourage you to, really work on protecting your microbiome in your gut, and don't overeat. Stop eating early. I'm going to try eating from noon to 6 every day. Try to be finished eating by 6, and don't start eating the next day till noon. They call that intermittent fasting. I think that's good for your gut health. And Jahns Prairie Gooseberry out of Edible Landscaping. The Jahns Prairie Gooseberry. Jahns Prairie is disease resistant and produces high quality dark red dessert gooseberries. This plant was selected by Dr. Odo Jane from a native population of the species growing in Alberta, Canada. The green fruit turns red-pink upon ripening. The fresh fruit quality is equivalent to European gooseberries. The plant, which grows to about 5 feet, has an upright growth habit and some sprawling branches. The leaf shape is similar to European hawthorn. Jahns Prairie Gooseberry resists powdery mildew, is free of leaf spot and botrytis, which is gray mold, on its fruit. No white pine blister rust has been observed on the plant or insect damage from aphids or sawflies. Space 5-foot circles, zones 3 through 7. So all the way through the Ozarks, it'll do just fine. Okay, well, let's close with our song and our word for peace. We're going to take it from our Persian brothers and sisters from Iraq, and it's there at the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the cradle of civilization, where the Garden of Eden was, or the Bible says it was there. And the word in Persian, another word for peace, is Islah. Islah be with you. I think the Baha'i use that word. And our lesson today, my mind, gets you started on your meditation for your 5 minutes. And we won't be able to do 5 minutes now, but we'll get you started. And I said 5 minutes. You want to take 5 minutes just on the first idea. This idea. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. When I am healed, I am not healed alone. When I am healed, I am not healed alone. Heaven is the decision I must make. Heaven is the decision I must make. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. When I am healed, I'm not healed alone. Heaven is the decision I must make. Islah. My mind holds only what I think with God. When I am healed, I'm not healed alone. Heaven is the decision I must make. Islah.